I'm Muchismo Eugene. Welcome to another video from Exit Strategy. Well, guys, today I want to discuss something with you. Unlike most of the videos that I talk about with subject matter or a subject title, this subject title, if I named it a title, I would be saying, why isn't anyone calling Tiffany Henyard what she actually is? Why are they not just calling it out by name? Well, for all of you all don't know who Tiffany Henyard is, I'm sure you've heard something about her, the super mayor of Dalton, or town in Illinois, Chicago, or in Illinois. And she also is a town supervisor of Thornton County, totaling $300,000 out of both occupations, which are part-time. She has built these townships out of millions of dollars. And there are people in the community that are actually on the board that are livid about it. They can't even vote her out. They can't even get her out because what she has done is she's used absolute power going in, and I'm going to call it out. I rarely like to drop names, but I think it's come a time now that this needs to be done, and it needs to be done in a beautiful way. It needs to be done in a very methodical way and a thoughtful way. And I'm going to start doing it. Tiffany Henyard, go check her out. This is a story that's very, very disgusting. It's very just deplorable. As a man of color, as a minority in general, I don't sign on to this. I don't play race card. I don't use race card. Wherever racism exists, I'm very aware of it more than I think the average person who claims racism, because I don't look for it. I don't look for the victim mentality. I don't look for the obvious. I give people the benefit of the doubt. Sometimes people will misunderstand you as a minority. You get aggressive. But once you begin to become reasonable with most people, even people of color against people of color, when we become reasonable, when we become to a point where we can talk and make our point clear, then that person that is claiming racism or injustice has nothing to stand on. Now, I can say for a fact that I don't always conduct myself in the best of ways, especially when I'm dealing with family court. And I think this is why I'm very, very committed to these things I hear about: corruption, poor ethics, because empaths and chosen ones, we may not have a lot. We don't live in big houses. A lot, not all empaths, some of us are well off. But I'm just saying, for the most part, a lot of empaths and chosen ones, we are always the last man out, or woman. But we're resilient. We always bounce back. We are always going hard and digging deep. This individual, go check any video you want out on her. And I've been all day just binging on Nate Below. Check his channel out if you want to just cut through the chase and see, because he's been following this story for about a year. Long Island audit, he was there. He goes around from town to town, not disrupting, but he goes around illuminating these injustices by way of city, county officials, whether it be law enforcement, mayors, and city councilmen, and all of these type of people, because they are the voices. Just as us empaths, we're the voice of people who have been mistreated by way of psychological abuse at the hands of narcissists. But what people are not saying on what do you say it, mainstream platform, they're not saying this on mainstream platform. The closest they've gotten to saying this word, narcissistic personality disorder, was in the Johnny Depp Amber Heard case. And I know the World Wide Web is huge. Maybe if I type in YouTube or Google videos on narcissists being exposed in public or whatever, something to that degree, I would probably see it. But what I thought about was, we as empaths and chosen ones who are awakened, we don't go around just throwing this word in the air. We talk about it exclusively here. Not that we're afraid to use the word out in the public, but we know that that is a valuable asset to us. Knowing we don't always have to be showing. Just because we know, we don't have to show. And I think with this Tiffany Henyard thing, she went to only serious jail time because, if I'm not mistaken, being a government, city, or county official, with certain exceptions, I think she may have absolute immunity because she's been servant of the community and all the things that she's contributed to most of her life or public part of her life that goes in favor of these people when they get caught in corruption. It's not like she murdered anyone. This is federal. These are federal crimes. A lot of people with federal crimes. Put it this way: she knows this law better than some of the people in the town do. She knows the loopholes. Put it that way. They studied in an ethical, straightforward fashion. They didn't approach this with all the corrupt mentality that she has. She wanted to rise up the ranks, which she did. She bamboozled people just like narcissists always do. They come in soft and leave out hot because they don't go down without a fight. Even though she's under federal investigation, Lori Lightfoot, former mayor of Chicago, everybody's got their bets against her actually doing anything because essentially they saying she got hired just to actually go down there and beg or demand verbally, but she give these records and give them access to it. The same thing that they've already written her letter to do, but she's been less fortunate to do. So Lightfoot is supposed to be unearthing all of these things, which the township in the town of Dalton already knows. This is public information. They have records showing how this woman is spending in excess of $40,000, $35,000, $40,000 on an Amazon card. Paid her entourage of police staff over $1 million for security, taking them on the road with her like she was a celebrity. And this is what you will see if you will when you look at these videos of her. You will see the grandiose, the egocentric. You will see all 8 traits, and probably a lot more, only 8, but maybe 20 with her. If you want a one-on-one in classical narcissist, overt narcissist, grandiose narcissist, you will get your education watching this. Binge on it, guys. Binge on it. And the reason why I'm highlighting this is because I don't think I could tell you about a narcissist more so than Tiffany can show you. And there was a judge here in I forget what state she was. She's much like Tiffany Henyard, and she's a minority woman as well. And it's unfortunate, but I don't care what color they are. I really don't care, but I'm just using for emphasis. She's a female judge. She was what all she was responsible for was probate, writing wills, closing out wills and settlements on estates. And she pretty much demanded that they pay her X amount of dollars. Much like Tiffany Henyard, she's saying if the next mayor coming in, they need to reduce the salary to, I don't know, somewhere around $30,000-$40,000. Or in Dalton, she's making $160,000, I believe, $160K. She's saying if she don't get reelected as supervisor, they should reduce it, or she's imposing it in writing and voting on it as she's standing supervisor, not acting supervisor. But they reduce it down to $50,000 and it'll be a cap. But if she wins, it remains the same. This is how she is doctored in all of these stipulations. And people are shaking their heads. It goes from police cars that they ordered 28, 29 of them new, and there's no transparency on where the old ones went. And someone spoke out in city council meeting or whatever board meeting saying that They saw a couple of them on this .com, almost like a Facebook marketplace, and they're selling them basically out of pocket. And it goes on and on and on. I mean, I don't want to talk long about this. I just would rather you guys go look into it. I will say this though, she had a hockey rink or a roller skate, skating rink, outdoors ice skating rink built. I think it was $1 million ice skating rink, and she has a little daughter. Her name is Justice. And fittingly, she named the ice skating rink Just Ice, separated, Just Ice. I thought that was kind of cool, but at the same time, her being who she is, it's deplorable. Let's say if she was a woman of ethics and she wasn't a narcissist, this would be beautiful, Just Ice. That's ingenious. And I think the city or the town would have rallied around that because they could say, man, you know, she is doing the work. She is worthy of this. How fitting. I don't think there's anything wrong with her paying tribute to her daughter. That just seems fitting if she was ethical. But she's building things, bilking people, and the citizens out of money. It was one instance, and I'll say this one because it's so much. I've been binging on this stuff, and it's not just a couple of things, guys. It goes on and on and on. And like I said, she's not going to see any real serious jail time. And she knows that. But if she happens to see 5 years in federal prison, I'll be surprised. She's going to get probation, and what do you call it? Her tenure is out almost. She won't be reelected. I would like to see something happen by way of her being prosecuted to the fullest degree. And I would like more than that, that her narcissistic personality disorder be highlighted. But you know what? That's like waiting on it to rain in here and with the roof on the house. So the thing is, because if this was on mainstream, labeled as I said it is and as it is, do you know it would cause all the unawakened people across the globe to start doing critical thinking, to start observing our officials, be it from EMS all the way up to the nurses, all the way up to the doctors, lawyers, police officers. We would second guess everyone that comes in our path, which is what we should do. Awakening empaths, we know this. We know this. This is innate to what we are and who we are. And it's not even work when we do it. This is why we do what we do here. We're trying to encourage people to have a thought process that the Matrix took away from you. The Matrix took your thought process away, and they implemented their process. That's why you see a million people walking around in the streets like everybody's trying to get somewhere and nobody's going anywhere. Did you catch what I said? We're the only ones not in a hurry to do nothing or something. And so the ice skating rink, gated community, that's beautiful when you know she did these things and got some things done in the community, but what she didn't do overshadows everything. I mean, the percentage of what she got done and what she didn't get done was probably 20% done, 80% not done. And this is one more thing I was saying, she gave almost 100 plus people $500 parking tickets. They started at 500, and she sent out a notice that this is the court date that we're going to deal with all of these tickets. If you're not here on this date, we're going to double the fine to 1,000. And there was this long line, and this has been highlighted. There's been news medias from all over the world. This is as big as, if not bigger, than the Robert Brooks murder at Marshall Correction, which is only about 7 minutes away from my house. I mean, I literally go by that prison on the regular when I go to the salvage yards. One of our salvage yards that's up that way. And for a month, I didn't know that this was something that happened over here at this prison. I worked at my business, landscaping excavation, for a couple of COs doing something in and around their house, whether it's the lawn or building a deck or doing some excavation work. We're cutting a tree down. I'm acquainted with quite a few COs from this area. So this is how close to home this get. And when I finally realized it was, because I don't watch TV, and I saw it on my phone, and lo and behold, I just read a little bit. I was like, wow. And so Long Island Audit came over there to Marcy. That guy, he's a beast. Check him out, Long Island Audit. And I'm not into politics in that fashion, but everything we do is politics. I know I'm off subject, off topic, on topic, but all of this kind of intertwines, guys. We must become conscious. The waking empath, we must become conscious, active, and vigilant in what is going on around us. Notwithstanding being just awakened from a narcissist that we were involved with, because narcissists prey on people's vulnerabilities, and they take these positions of power and they set in them like no one's a wiser. We need to wake up. And when we wake up and we become aware that these people are in the places and positions that they are, we go on and do our due diligence to start dismantling their house of cards. In as much as you can, and in what way as you can, as safe as you can, you need to become aware and make people aware of what they're dealing with. And when you're aware of what you're dealing with, like Tiffany Henyard, they won't allow this girl to gaslight them, triangulate them, deflect, and before you know it, they leave these meetings. They are so exhausted, and their spirit is so low, they're just so anguished because she has zapped them for their energy, and she is sitting there calm as a cucumber. So when a narcissist gets you unraveled, they can sit there and they build off of you, almost like Pac-Man. Power pellets. They get power pellets off of you, off of your despair, off of your grief, off of your hurts and your pain. And she gets behind these cancer things, research for cancer, or the work Tiffany Henyard Cure for Cancer, or whatever the organization. And this is why I'm very skeptical when people always got these little drives for this, drives for that. My sister is a cancer survivor, but I'm here to tell you, full disclosure, get the hell out of my face. Get the hell out of my face with your campaignings and this and that and that. I'm talking to narcissists. You must understand and recognize when people solicit up for things like this. Watch their behavior. You empaths and chosen ones awaken. You know what this looks like. You know the behavior. We may not be aces at it. We may not be experts at it. But if we take a little time and observe people a little more casually, a little more carefully, we can save ourselves a lot of distress and a lot of other people distress by telling them no. Their energy is bad. That was not something I would submit to. That was not something I would support. And you leave it alone. Even if you have to just, beat around the bush and say, you know what, they're crooks. Because they won't understand you if you say, oh, they're a narcissist, man, they're going to destroy you. Most people, you can't just tell them cut and dry like that. And that's why I believe that there are a lot of people that are worried about this is what she is. But a lot of people in that town, I really, unfortunately, I hate to say this, I don't think a lot of them even know of what kind of demon they're dealing with. This is why we're so frustrated. That's telling in itself. But they're using words like deflection, she backpedaling, she'll lie right to your face. They're using those terminologies, so I want to believe that they have some kind of education of what she is, but to have education about a narcissist and not really sink your teeth in your mental thought process into just how dangerous they are, just how malignant and how one-track minded they are. There is no reasoning with them, you know that. They're sitting there talking, and then she is like tuning them out, and they're emphasizing this. She doesn't care. And she'll tell you respect. respect. They'll use words like respect. She say grandstand. You guys come here to grandstand. You're always just trying to tear me down. You don't know. She plays the victim card. And they have to listen to her long-winded sermon of poor me, poor me, poor me. And they're unmoved, but they're disgusted at the same time. She draws off of it. When narcissists can sit there and they can just go on and on and on, that is what they're doing. They're yet destroying you with the torture of you having to listen to them. And she is very distorted because they understand that she doesn't care. But to the degree that they don't really understand that she, in her own little work sense of reality or fakehood, thinks her truth is the truth. Go check this out, guys. Again, as I close, I want you to go and follow a few of these videos. Binge on them if you have to. Get away from narcissist videos for a few days or a few hours, because here you won't hear the word, you will see more of the behavior and descriptive word jargon that these people are using. You will see the devil in the flesh. If you ever wanted a front row seat to just see how a narcissist behaves and acts, and you know what they are, unbeknownst to them, you know what they are. A lot of us would really like to have that opportunity again to see a narcissist behave on a constant basis. Let's say a movie, 2 hours, just see them on a stage behaving like themselves. But the only difference is the waking now, you know exactly what they are. If you ever wanted that opportunity, you got it. Go check TiffanyHenyard, the super mayor of Dalton, Illinois. She is pretty much nationwide news now. And my final question would be, like a lot of people, why isn't this woman in jail? Why isn't she been taken down yet? And I just believe it's not that easy. They could come in and take her down now, but what they're doing is they're really trying to build as much evidence against her as possible in order to make this thing foolproof. Because when you're dealing with a narcissist, you must have all your facts in place. You must have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. And furthermore, they don't want to end up leaving her any room to have, they don't want repercussions. They don't want her to slip through some informality. And I believe the FBI are pretty much dealing with this case as we speak. We are under the impression that Lori Lightfoot is heading this investigation. I think they're in the shadows. As far as I believe FBI are in that town, probably walking around casually close to people who are corrupt along with that mayor. Because you gotta understand, a lot of these people are getting this cash money. I'm sure they go to golf course. I'm sure they go to the best places, and you'll meet some of these people in these places that these officials don't know that are undercover FBI agents. That's how I would handle it. I would just get probably 5 or 6 investigators, maybe 2 or 3, move in to the town, pretend they got a family, get a couple of kids and whatever, and just do it like that and get an undercover investigation. And that's probably what they're doing. That's how the FBI works. Internal investigation. Man, I would have loved to be in something like that. I always had a yearning to bring the bullies down. Maybe in another life. So guys, thanks for letting me share this with you. I hope this is enlightening you, and I hope you go and do what I just suggested you do. Go check this out. This is Tiffany Henyard, the super mayor of Dalton County, or Dalton, Illinois. And it's very interesting. Want to say get your popcorn and sit back, because you're going to get an education like you wouldn't believe. You will see a narcissist like you've never seen before. That being said, guys.